Wow, they are still. Greetings everyone, SyringeSoup here with another build 'em up, fight 'em up game, DieselPunk Wars. Yeah, did you like that little clickbait at the start of the video? Get y'all interested? Well, here's another. Anyway, so this game, let's go ahead and start it up. Currently in some sort of an alpha, has a lot to offer the Robocraft refugee community. Thanks, Mark. And while it's in its alpha state, it already has a promising build menu. The parts are displayed fairly easy. Little scroll menu. They're all segregated out. You can modify certain things like the height of the wheels and the springs. So you can just give yourself one GIMP wheel. Be that guy. And it has a base painting mode in case, you just want to paint your blocks. And if you're wondering why my beard is shorter and I have a face wound, unlike in my jump cuts, recording time difference, and spaghetti box. But anyways, back to building. The system setup is pretty good already. It's weird that R is bound to remove parts. It makes sense because remove starts with R, but at the same time, I'm just used to using right click or delete key. So already you can see there's a bit more going on than your standard build 'em up game. There's an engine, fuel, ammo, coolers, crew, and various other bits and bobs. Right above me, you can see the list of stuff like the total strength of the vehicle, its weight, its dimensions, its engine power, how many crew it has, how many crew it needs, its fuel that it has, fuel that it needs, its heat dissipation, its water displacement, that's important, and just a bunch of other stuff. So even though it's in its alpha state, I'm pretty excited for where it's going. Because you're not just building generic vehicles, you're building generic vehicles that need certain things to run, depending on your build skill. So I built this. I wanted to go for a Cadillac looking war rig. And as you can tell by these arches, couldn't really imagine the back kind of turned to like a half Cadillac tank ferry. And not the magical kind. But overall, no, I'm pretty happy with the build system. So one thing that does bug me is, so right now I'm kicking in the Overdrive, which if you look above me again, you'll see the heat climbing up and up and up. And then my little smokers get hotter and hotter. This thing's pretty good with its heat dissipation, so it's going to take a while for it to overheat. But watch what happens when it does. You ready? Nothing. Not yet. Nothing yet. I mean, the smoke gets a bit darker. The smoke stacks, glow red, which is a neat touch, but it's alpha. I don't really expect, the engines to explode or melt or anything. Just be nice if that's in the full game. But yeah, the game controls well. The physics are fine enough. I mean, it is a Unity game. It has better than usual Unity physics. So I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the builds I've made to kind of test this thing out. It is, an alpha after all. Might as well see what it can do. This one I made, giving it suspension. The idea behind it, and it's a vehicle idea I had for a long time, ever since I was a kid. It was that and it's a really dumb idea, it was that each wheel was its own segmented vehicle that could survive on its own. These little ramps aren't actually connected to there. Here, I'll show you in a bit. Watch. Pause break to go to theatrical mode. As you can see, it's a little front heavy. I mean, other than that, it works fairly well. Just one issue is that when you have the wheels connected via springs, they all act as front wheels. See how they're turning the same direction as if they're both front wheels? So you kind of go side to side. And then there's some block issues. Like, see, I can't point at that. But if you notice that little door right under the rocket launcher? Yeah. So too many springs are a bit buggy right now, but I'm glad it's a feature right now, and I can only assume once it leaves alpha, it'll be fixed. Because I would love a chance to get this thing actually working good. Let's go ahead and load Tiny Boy. This is one of my favorite builds. This is probably the scale at which you'll end up building. From what he said, what the game dev said on the Discord, you're going to start with a very small craft. In fact, let me bring you the smallest one I've made. Called it Spec for a reason. Just a little adorable little chubby, little angle boy. Ain't nothing wrong with him. He does the job. But typically, this is what you're going to play through the beginning of the game for a lot. From what he has said about missions, there will be a lot of fetch quests, escorts, general combat, and some racing. So you'll have to, make a fast craft. If the overheat actually explodes, you'll be more of a dire consequence. But what is available in the alpha test right now is about 1/4 of the map. They actually hinted that it might even, the in-map, oh, I just busted my butt off. So, weight distribution is 100% important, otherwise you'll just grind your own ass off. Pardon the language. Another complaint I have, I don't really like the appearance of the small wheels, but I think it's just a placeholder. Once again, this game is an alpha. Let's go ahead and load something bigger. How about Chugger? Kind of based off of the little boy build I made, but it's a bit taller, a bit more imposing. So effectively, what I assume, is also super top heavy. Let's not. Yeah, this one I did not build well. I could have put a gyroscope in it, but I'm lazy. So this is what you gotta work with. This is probably, I assume, where the quest hub will be the various various towns in the game. Of course, if you destroy a part of it, you're just gonna end up getting in trouble. Unfortunately for them, I can hide behind these buildings. And then, oh, I'm doing more damage to myself by, so there's physical collision damage. So yeah, no, so the towns are probably going to be the quest hubs, where you're going to get your missions, all that stuff. Let's see, let's load something a bit bigger. Because right now I'm in the creative mode, there's no real missions yet. You know, this is just kind of a proof of concept. And an example! Oh jeez. Yeah, this ain't going so well. Just go ahead and hit restart. And move myself out of there. Alright. And they're no longer mad at me. Oh, I was wrong. They are still mad. So you're not really limited to the ground. You can make aircraft and seacraft. Here I try to make a mixture of the two. And it took a bit of a while to get it balanced right. There we go. Oh no. And there went a rudder. Boop. So, like it never happened. So it is possible to make some multi-purpose crafts. This one works well enough on land, well enough at sea. And ease it out. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of this thing. I would like to redo it once the game is full, or once the game's kind of in a more beta or full release, kind of perfect it a little more, make it more efficient, because right now it's kind of garbage on land and water. I mean, I'm having to overheat it to get up that hill. There we go. That's the ticket. I didn't need that. I'm on land. That was dead weight. Now here's another one of those towns, I assume. This one probably will, since it looks like it's more of a shipping warehouse area, you'll probably be doing a lot of fetch quests, a lot of escorts. And I know a lot of us have a distaste for escort missions. And I know a lot of us have a certain distaste for escort missions, having spent my early days of gaming with oh my gosh, I might be too long. That's what she said. Anyway, you know, those early days of gaming when the AI would just stare at you blankly across from a crate that it couldn't walk around, so the whole mission was ruined and you had to replay it over and over again till the AI's pathfinding somehow magically worked. Also, I'm stuck. No, there we go. That's it. I'm getting something a little more compact, a little more speedy. Bop, 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 tiny boy. Yeah, oh. Come on. Come on. Come on. So, you know, this is a favorite build I made. It's not the most complex, but it is the cutest. Once again, having to overheat my engine to get up a hill. Efficient. Oh, I'm stuck. So this area of the map looks like it's a fuel depot. You'll probably be doing a lot of delivery missions here. It's going to be difficult to traverse if you want to do. Whoa! If you want to do it in any kind of quick manner. There's a lot of loopy driving around. I mean, that's fine. It looks like a typical mine where they have that spiral pattern leading to the bottom of the shaft or pit. Yeah, but it's just gonna. I can already tell this is going to be the water level. And by water level, you Nintendo fans will know. Well, unless you get the missions from outside the door, then it won't be really much big of an issue. So, technically, like, each one of these blocks are, like, either 2 by 2 meters or 3 by 3 meters, so they're quite large. As you can see, there's a little guy on top of it. So when I say this is 1/4 of the map, I mean that each island, 4 in total, will have their own theme. Of course, this one's just like a green place. Then you'll have your ice and desert, and then I think the 4th one is an industrial complex. And of course, this bridge will be how you get between the two. So let's go ahead and look at some of the other builds I've made. Let's see. I made a city. Those are fun. That's something, right? Add my little towers in the back. The hipster place in the center. The Art Deco place on the other side. And then your standard buildings on the front. They're going to take the brunt of the damage. I made a giant skyscraper. I call it the Doom Scraper. The big old baddie. This would be cool if, you know, if the bosses end up like this. Just these giant monolith structures coming at you. Their own little executive heliport. Made a poor attempt at a plane. Yeah. That works. Made a spinner type thingamajig. Yeah, it spins. Yeah. Huh. I don't remember this build. What's this? And of course the tanky boy you saw warp on top of a building and get shot up. This is probably the normal kind of build you're gonna see. Wow, they are still mad. Yeah, they're still mad. They are still mad. Unfortunately, the last patch he did for the alpha took away the combat points. Various points across the maps. If you ran to this golden beacon, it would spawn AI for you to fight. The last update, he took those away and added in those mines that are dinguses. So the only way I can show you combat is if we go to the combat game mode, which is more of a AI versus AI thing. But I'll show you. It's still good. One sec. So here we have the battle simulator mode. As far as I can tell, you can start the battles anywhere. So we'll just go over here to this nice big runway. Zoop. And let's start. You have 3 teams you can create: pirates, red team, blue team. Standard stuff. So we're gonna take the city, put it right there. That's red team. Okay. And then we're gonna take the Doom Scraper, put it right there. And now we can just make him fight. Ooh. Doom Scraper is just shredding right through the center of Cityscape. Oh. So it's a Unity game, so tuning particles will, and that's the end of the city. So tuning particles will kind of chug the system. Let's go take a look at this. I can still hear the engine. Let's see what kind of damage Doom Scraper took. So I'm going to put a bunch of my specs up against, like we'll have a little rogue squadron of specs up against the basic vehicle that's provided in the game. Right? Which is Ship Zero, our small tank. No, wait, there it is, car. So I made spec match the loadout of the car, the basic vehicle that's included in the game, just so that I could have a starter vehicle for myself when the actual game is released full and there's a campaign to play. So, this is kind of a petty grudge match. Is my build better than the devs? Oh, let's see. Enter. Wow, they are immediately destroying the town around them. Oh, looks like Ship 4 is taking some poundings. Ain't doing so well. And the city is shooting everyone. Woo! Woo! Ship 4 went up in a blaze of glory. My guys are getting shot more by the city itself than the opponents. Oh god. It's not fair. Somehow the dev has hacked the game. That roof is impervious. Oh, it looks like blue team is down by 2 while red's only missing 1, but the city is shooting them in the butt. How will this play out? All I know is this is some elite gameplay by some MLG Dorito players right now. Oh, and it looks like Ship 7 is down! Ship 7 is down! That's gonna hurt them in next year's finals. 6 is the only hope for blue team now. But it ain't looking so sharp. It ain't looking so sharp. It's 2-1. Can red team finish this? Or will blue clutch and save his Doritos? Probably not. Wow, they are really going after my guys. Let's go. Okay, so, yeah. Blue team lost. Gotta push through. Come on, ship 1. You may be broken, but you got that sloped armor. Oh, another thing I should bring up. Sloped armor actually does have a deflection to it. So, you do benefit from making kind of a gun bed like you did in RoboCraft. And because of that, your small crafts won't be completely defenseless because they will be able to withstand some punishment. Let's go aggro a turret and see how much we can take from the front where most of our angled armor is. There we go. Let's just back. Oh, there we go. See? So either you can also change the specific armor that the blocks have. So you can make them just dense as heck, and your craft will be. What the hell is that? But there's some deflection in the game, and I appreciate it. Having it this early on. Wow, that just weird deflection you got there, champ. Whoop. Let's get our butt angled. This is a pro strat move called angling your armor. Only the World Tank community would know about it. There we go. Optimum angle. But yeah, there's not much to do in the alpha right now. I'll go ahead and link it below so you can participate, start building your stuff, give the guys some feedback, get the game some hype. Make sure to add it to your Steam wish list. But yeah, no, I have been SyringeSoup. This has been DieselPunk Wars. I almost said Warriors. This has been DieselPunk Wars. Very promising. It's definitely up my alley. I hope it, gets all the prettification it needs and gets a good, decent alpha going, because I can tell you right now the hype, at least on my end, is real for this. So yeah, no,